Right, okay. So, day one, week one. So now that I'm starting this filmmaking business, the big aim for this week is the portfolio, because then I can actually start reaching out to people and potentially getting clients. But the first goal is portfolio. So the first goal for me was actually to pick what sort of filmmaking I want to do. And I think for now I'm just going to try and focus in on one specific niche just so I can get perfect at that. Because obviously the whole aim is to get my filmmaking to the best possible place it can be. So in order to do that, I think niching down, just focusing on one thing is probably the best option, especially at the moment anyway. I'll probably branch out later on, but I'm just going to be focusing on one niche. And that niche is just going to be clothing, footwear, and other accessories, wearable accessories, is what I'm going to focus on for now. So that can be streetwear, sport clothing, smart clothing, literally anything. But I'm just going to focus on filmmaking for that sort of area. So rather than creating spec ads for big brands like Nike or New Balance, I sort of want to find some smaller brands and just give them the offer of a free ad in return for obviously me being able to put it on my portfolio and use that in order to get other deals. So the big goal for this week is just to reach out to a few brands, pitch them an ad, and see what comes from it. And if they say yes, then we can go ahead and put together an idea, put together an actual brief, and work on it from there so that we can actually have some good ads to put on this portfolio. Now, what I'm also going to try and do this week is hopefully film an ad. Now, this probably won't be one of these ads I've just been talking about with a smaller brand. It will probably just be me chucking something together just by myself, purely because it's nearly the end of the week already and I don't really have any time to put anything together. So I'm just going to make the most of what I have time-wise. So anyway, I'm going to stop wasting time and I'm actually going to get to doing some stuff. Okay, so I've decided what I'm going to do is, the first ad I'm going to do a Nike ad. I know I said I was going to try and do it with some smaller brands, but that's going to take a little while to set up, so I think I might try and do one of them. For the other two, I'm just going to do like big brand names like Nike, New Balance, just to try and get the whole process done a little bit quicker. Because the whole aim isn't to make spec ads, the aim is to build the portfolio so that I can actually start reaching out to people and getting somewhere with this. Portfolio is sort of like the stepping stone, so I just need to get this done. I feel like I've come up with quite a cool idea for the first spec ad. It's going to be a Nike spec ad, and the basic idea is it's going to show the routine for success, the repetitive nature of succeeding. So I just want there to be one subject. It's essentially just going to show that subject day in, day out, doing the same things, training every day, eating well every day, going to bed early, because the whole idea behind Nike is that idea of relentless pursuit. So I feel like that idea sort of sums it up really nicely, and it's also something that I have the facilities to do right now with my gear. It doesn't require a massive crew, and it doesn't really require that many people. So it's something that I can put together pretty nicely. It's not going to take too much time. In terms of the steps of actually planning this ad, I've done some research, and essentially I'm trying to do it the way that a production company would pitch a client. So they would start with an idea, they would pitch an idea to someone, and the basic idea in that case is the one I've just told you. And then once that client has actually approved that idea, they like the idea, they want to work with you, you then go ahead and make the brief. So that's step 2. So the brief is just a breakdown of what exactly this ad's going to include, how it's going to progress. It's essentially the idea, but just in a bit more detail, so that the client can get a better idea of what's going to be needed, what sort of funds, etc., in order to make it work. It also gives them a better idea of the entire ad, meaning they can either green light it, red light it, tell you what they like, what they don't like, if they want any changes to be made, that sort of thing. So after the brief, all I'm really going to do is I'm going to storyboard it so I have a better idea of all the shots that I'm going to need. I want to have every single shot lined up and maybe some potential other shots that I can fill in. So I've then got all the essentials, so I'm never going to miss anything, and then it gives me also a bit of variation with the extra shots when it comes to editing. I'm also going to put together a script if I think there's going to be any talking involved. Once that's done, I'm just going to try and find my talent, so the subject for my ad. Finally, it's then just putting together a crew so that I can film it, picking a day, picking the location, and that's about it. Anyway, for now, it's back to planning. Okay, so it looks like there's not going to be enough time for me to actually shoot an ad in this video, and I'm sort of busy for the next 2 weeks, so I don't think I'm actually going to be able to shoot this ad till 3 weeks from now, so that'll be 2 videos time. So it's a good start, basically. Despite that, I have actually started to put together a plan here. So we are underway with it. The reason I'm not going to be shooting it in this video is literally just because I've run out of time. I think it's been about 10 days since I released my last video. So I actually want to try and get into a routine of posting once a week. And obviously over time the videos will get better, so bear with me. But the way I'm actually putting together my plan for this spec ad is through Notion. So if you're not familiar with Notion, it's essentially just a note-taking platform. And everything works in blocks, so it's really easy to like format things. Yeah, it's just a really nice platform to use. Everyone's heard of Notion, so I don't really know what I'm going on about. But in terms of my inspiration for in terms of what I want to create vision-wise for this ad, a really good website is it's called Frameset. It essentially just gives you all these different images for inspo, and if you click on one of them, it will tell you where it's from, the artist, the year, genre, basically everything you need to know. Anyway, that's not sponsored, but you're welcome, Frameset, for the free promotion. So in the meantime, I've actually been in contact with a few different directors, cinematographers, who essentially are doing what I want to be doing. I've got some quite good advice, one of which I won't mention because I haven't asked them whether they're happy with being in this video, has actually offered to jump on a call with me, chat through any questions I have, basically help me out. Which is awesome. So if he's happy for it, that'll probably be coming in the next video. And yeah, other than that, I'm just trying to boost my contacts in the filmmaking industry, because that essentially I've realized that is the number one most important thing for filmmakers is their contacts, and the more you have the better, because there are so many filmmakers out there, but the ones that have the best contacts are the ones that get asked to do projects, and it's just as simple as that. So contacts is the one thing I'm going to focus on so much. In fact, I'm probably going to try and reach out to one new person every day. If you do anything in the filmmaking industry, I'm going to put together a Discord so that everyone can connect. That'll be over on my Instagram, so if you want to go follow my Instagram, you'll be able to join it there. And equally, if you just want to leave a comment introducing yourself, then I'll get back to it and I'll figure out a way of connecting from there. But for now, I'm actually really happy. This is actually beginning to go somewhere and I've got a forward direction. It's honestly just a matter of time and consistency, and eventually it'll get there. So if you bear with me, the video quality, the content of these videos will get better over time. So anyway, I'm going to keep working on this video and we're going to get this spec ad done.